one way to reach a specific person. Hi, I'm Brian Pombo. Welcome back to Brian J. Pombo Live. I wanted to talk a little bit about how you would go about reaching a specific person. I was having a conversation with some fellows that are they're really scaling up a new business, and we were having a really lively conversation, and it occurred to me one of the ways that they'd be able to reach people once they know who it is that they're looking to reach would be direct mail. I've talked a lot about direct mail here. It's not sexy, it's not appealing to most people, but direct mail is absolutely something that is very useful nowadays, but only if you do it the right way, and only if you have a very specific idea about who you're trying to reach and what you're wanting them to do. So I'll give you a scenario. If there's someone's attention you're looking to reach, and let's say this person is the head of a business, how would you get to them? Because most of the time they're not going to be the ones looking through their mail unless they own a small business. But if they're in a larger business, they're going to have someone else sifting through their mail, taking out all the junk mail, getting all of the stuff that matters and that would be pertinent, and then putting that in front of you and taking it out of the envelopes and everything else. So how do you get past this person who is oftentimes referred to in any form of sales as the gatekeeper, is what they call them. The gatekeeper is usually an assistant or somebody specifically in the office that is set to block out salespeople and other people from reaching the principal in charge. So how would you go about reaching somebody? First off, before you do anything, you have to know really who it is you're looking to reach and why, and what it is you're wanting them to do. So in other words, you got to have a really clear-cut offer, something that's centered around them, something that they would pay attention to and would matter to them. Not just, hey, I got something you want to buy. It's got to be something that's very central to that person and something that they could possibly be looking for. Then, once you have that, once you got all that worked out, and you know exactly what you would say to them if you only had a few seconds of their attention or less, what do you go about doing then? Well, what you do is you craft a very simple, straightforward letter to them. And there's a bunch of different ways. I'm not going to go into how you would lay out the letter and everything else. That's dependent on this scenario, and I'm not going to talk about the different examples of that here. But here's a good, simple, straightforward way for you to go about doing it. And what you do is you craft a letter, you make sure it's personalized, you make sure it's directly to them, and then you send it via usually a FedEx envelope. In the best case scenario, you do like an overnight FedEx. You get that to them. That is one of those things that, because someone had to pay extra for it, because they're making it important to put it in this very clear-cut envelope, it's guaranteed to get opened, okay, right off the bat, because this isn't mass media mail in general. It's not going to be, and so it's going to get attention one way or the other. Second, if you don't have the ability to do FedEx, let's say your margins just aren't there, you're mailing to too many different people, and you just can't hit that. Honestly, if you do anything anywhere similar in one of those similar envelopes, so whether you're doing a UPS envelope, which in some cases could be less expensive, or even a priority envelope, or with the USPS, with US Postal Service, or and I apologize for those of you who are outside of the United States. I don't have experience, but I'm sure you could find something similar on wherever you're at. Or they've got the fake ones that look like they're one of those type of envelopes. They look like they're from DHL or FedEx or one of these other carriers that offers these nice envelopes that'll be the same size everywhere else. I know there's a number of companies out there that offer, and they're all, I didn't have my list ready of the different companies. Go and search for these envelopes out there. And you can find them, and you can purchase these envelopes and send it basically like mail, even just with a live stamp, and it will get there, and it will get opened, if nothing else, just because of curiosity, because they can't figure out what it is, or they just assume that it's one of these other things because they look very similar to a USPS mailer and so forth. The idea is to trick them to open the darn thing. Honestly, that's the idea. You could even say in it, the reason why I sent this to you, FedEx, is because I really wanted you to hear what I had to say, because this is an important message, and I knew that just sending anything would not necessarily make its way to your desk. So here it is, and just lay it out there. Be straightforward. You don't have to be sneaky once they've opened it. They've opened it. You're in front of their eyes. You got to get their attention. You got a little smidgen of time to show them that you have something that they want. And if you don't have something they want, then it was a waste anyways. But if you do have something they want, make sure you're clear about that right off the bat and put it right out there for them to snatch up. Be very clear about what you want them to do, what we call a call to action. You have to, whatever you're calling them to act on or to do, you got to be clear about that. If you do that and you're able to get the thing opened, that's one of the quickest, easiest ways. But here's a little extra on top of that. Once you send that, even if you get zero response off of it, this now opens up so many different areas that you would not have had open to you up until now. So now you can make a phone call and say, the reason why I'm calling is we sent a FedEx. It should have arrived yesterday. I just wanted to see if he received it and what his reply would be to what we were discussing. This can get you also past the gatekeeper directly to him, because it's in regards to something specific. You're not just calling out of nowhere. I'm calling just because I want to talk to him. You know, that's oftentimes not going to get you there. But if you have a reason why you're calling, even an excuse like that, that's a foot in the door that opens up everything else. Also, let's say the person is on LinkedIn. You can send them a message over LinkedIn. Say, I was wondering if you received my FedEx envelope in the mail yesterday. And then, well, what do you think? What are your thoughts on what was in it? These are simple, very simple concepts. Going directly to email, to any sort of social media, to texting or a phone call, doing those directly are off-putting in a lot of cases when it comes to business, especially if you have zero connection to them whatsoever up until that point. There's ways of doing it. Obviously there's pros out there that know how to do this. But having a piece of mail precede you and then asking for, in reference to that piece of mail, that makes a big difference. A piece of mail with a follow-up phone call is the simplest thing in the world, and it will oftentimes get you right in front of the person who you need to get in front of. And if not, it may not be a good fit to begin with, but at least it's a really good shot at doing it. Hopefully that's helpful to you. I've written a book, and it has some tips about these things in it. It's called 9 Ways to Amazon Proof Your Business. You can get a free copy at amazonproofbook.com. I normally have these sitting back here, but I'm running out of copies. I got to get some more copies sent to me because I've been passing them out to people. So you get a free copy, amazonproofbook.com, or you go purchase a hard copy. You just go on to amazon.com. They'll print one right up for you and send it out to you. It's pretty slick. It's a great deal. You have a great night. We'll be back tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and let the magic happen.